What's up, guys? Game Fiend Fiend of All Games here. Back with another drama script this Saturday. I had to record this early in the morning, so I had to use some Call of Duty gameplay to put in the background. So if you don't really care for the game, you could just close the tab and just listen to the voice. But I'm going to be going through not all of it, but the whole show was good, so I can't really say the better half, but half of what happened at Wrestling Kingdom 12. If you guys do not know what Wrestling Kingdom 12 is, it is New Japan Wrestling, which is the biggest wrestling organization in Japan, and Wrestling Kingdom 12 is their WrestleMania, and it happens every January 4th. No matter what day it falls on, it's always on January 4th. And they've been numbering it for 12 years, but it's been going on, I think, for 20 years. Yeah, it's been going on for 20 years, but they started numbering them the past 12 years. So yeah, but I'm going to be going through some of the key matches that I found the most entertaining. So let me just go through the notable matches. The Young Bucks. If you follow any bit of Indies wrestling, you should know who the Young Bucks are. Mac and Nick Jackson defeated Repog 3K by submission to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Young Bucks usually always start off, besides the traditional New Japan Rumble, they usually always start off Wrestling Kingdom 12. They started off Wrestling Kingdom 11, and they lost in last year's Wrestling Kingdom. They lost those titles last year, and they won them back, I think, 2 or 3 pay-per-views after New Japan Wrestling. After Wrestling Kingdom 11, and they just had them all year. The next match was the gauntlet match for the never open weight 6-man tag team champion match. Yes, New Japan Wrestling has trio titles. So 3 people hold the title, for those that you don't know. ROH just got them too, roughly about, I want to say 6 months ago, and I could be mistaken, but I think I could be mistaken, but I think the Young Bucks and this dude has it. Give me 1 second. I know this is kind of bad. I should already know this, but Adam Page. Yeah, sorry about that. I think the Young Bucks and Adam Page have the ROH version of that title. But Chaos wins, and if you don't know, New Japan Wrestling is big on factions. So majority of everyone in New Japan Wrestling is in a faction. Chaos is the biggest faction. Think of Chaos as NWO before it got retarded. That's how big Chaos is. So yeah, Chaos wins, so they have the trio titles. Now let's go to the rest of the match, which I could talk in detail. Kobe Ibushi defeated Cody Rhodes, and there was a lot of funny spots, entertaining spots in that match. This match was 15 minutes long. It was a decent match. I liked the spot where they were trading blows and performing, and then Cody Rhodes did the fishing ring up with the middle finger. Classic heel Cody. I think Cody's going heel, cause there's other stuff that I'm gonna bring up after I go through this show, because it's going to bring on the show that happened after, 2 days after, or the next day after Wrestle Kingdom 12. I'm going to go more in deep about Cody. But I really enjoyed that match. But Kota Ibushi defeated Cody Rhodes. let's see. Los Intrabotanebos. I'm probably pronouncing that all wrong. Del Japan. Evil and Senna defeated the Killer Elite Squad, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lancer Archer for the IWP Tag Team Championship, which that's like their heavyweight tag team champion. Yes, they have a junior for the cruiserweights, and yes, they have heavyweight for the heavyweights tag team match. Then we had this brawl of a fight. Haruki Goto versus Marino Suzuki. And everyone knows that Suzuki's matches are just downright brutal. Like it's on some Shinsuke Knox hard style, well, strong style type of match. It was damn right brutal, and it was also a hair versus hair match, and Suzuki lost his trademark haircut, which is all looks like, you know, the Naruto waves and then like some random thing in the match. He lost the match, so he got his haircut. But that match was 18 minutes long, and it was just non-stop heavy blows back to back. And we're going to go on to one of my favorite matches of the night, Fatal 4-Way for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. If those of you that don't know, that's their cruiserweight title. Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, the villain, Hiromu Takahashi, and Kushida. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing all these names wrong. I'm very, very horrible at pronouncing Japanese names. This match was one of the best match of the night for me. I would give this match 5 stars. And Marty Scurll's entrance, where he showed that his crow has wings now, and then he had the umbrella with the saying that he is the 79th IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. But yeah, this match was great from top to bottom. Marty Scurll breaking everyone's finger spots, then to get his fingers broken, in quotes, staged breaking fingers. To tying Takahashi on the outside with the med kit, and then Will Ospreay hitting his finisher from the top rope to defeat Marty Scurll for the title. And it's been a big year for Ospreay. He won the Super Juniors to get into the match, so it's been a giant year for Will Ospreay. Super Juniors is May 18th. And I'm just going to make an early crazy prediction now that Marty Scurll wins it if he still decides to stay in the Indies. Because he lost it last year, but he did go pretty far. But now with him, he got the junior title without having to, you know, win the tournament and to win Wrestling Kingdom 12. So I would say it'd be interesting if they make Marty Scurll win the whole tournament this year. That starts in May 18th, I believe. Starts May 18th. Then we have the Ace, which is Hiroshi Takahashi versus Jay White Switchblade for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Okay, for those of you who don't know, Takahashi, I can pronounce his first name. Hiroshi is basically John Cena. He's been undefeated in Wrestle Kingdom 12's eight past pay-per-views. So he's basically the John Cena. Before he got hurt with injuries last year, and this is his first time not being in the final two matches. One due to Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, and that match is next. We're definitely gonna get into that. Jay White is what Baron Corbin is supposed to be. So if you want to look up anything up Jay White, who's the Switchblade, that's what Baron Corbin in WWE, that's what he's supposed to be. But WWE's doing a very, very, very bad job at it. So Jay White is supposed to be Jay White. Baron Corbin is supposed to be Jay White. That's what Baron Corbin's character is supposed to be. Like a true lone wolf. And doesn't care about whatever in his way. and it was a good, it was 20-minute match too. It was a good 20-minute match when the Ace wound up winning. So that was I enjoyed that match. Now for the Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho match. 34 minutes and 36 seconds of just straight brutality handed out on both ends. I did not think that Chris Jericho could go for this long, and in a Kenny Omega match for that, because Kenny Omega's matches are crazy. So right from the start, Red Shoes, who's basically the Earl Hebner of New Japan Wrestling. Earl Hebner, Chris Robinson, the top guy for the referees in New Japan Wrestling, for those of you who don't know. Excuse me, Charles Robinson. He's the Earl Hebner / Charles Robinson of New Japan Wrestling, for those who don't know. So automatically he bans the Young Bucks from ringside. But that did not stop Chris Jericho from just trying to attack him before even the bell starts. So they go at it. They start trading blows. They already 5 minutes into the match. They're already outside the ring. Kenny Omega does a swanton dive onto Chris Jericho onto the outside. Then Chris Jericho puts Kenny Omega through the announcement table. It was just all out craziness. And then Chris Jericho bombs Red Shoes' son, who's the outside referee. It was just, oh my god, it was just brutal. Like, Kenny Omega was busted open at a point. Chris Jericho hit the most devastating code breaker that I've ever seen him hit on another human being. Then Chris Jericho with the brutal chair shots to the chest and the back, and then Kenny Omega got some chair shots on Chris Jericho, and then Kenny Omega hit the one wing angel on Chris Jericho. No one has ever, still to this day, no one has ever kicked out of the one wing angel. So the first time Kenny Omega did it, Chris Jericho grabbed the bottom rope for the rope break, so it stops the ref. That doesn't necessarily count as a kick out. It's just a rope break. And then the finish of the match was Kenny Omega did the one wing angel on Chris Jericho on a steel chair, basically killing Chris Jericho for the win. So, yeah, both men had to be carried away after this match. And Kenny Omega is still your United States heavyweight champion. IWGP, of course. And he's the first ever, because they basically made that title for him, since they didn't give him the IWGP World Heavyweight title. Speaking of the IWGP Heavyweight title, the main event was Rainmaker Okada versus Naito. Now, Rainmaker is basically like how the Ace is John Cena. Okada is basically the Roman Reigns, but somewhat a likable Roman Reigns. And his finisher is the Rainmaker. Versus Naito, who won the tournament. There's another tournament. I forgot the name of it, but he won there's a tournament for juniors and there's tournaments of heavyweights. He won the heavyweight tournament to get this title shot. He defeated Kenny Omega in one of the best matches of 2017, Kenny Omega versus Naito. Naito. Naito is basically the Seth Rollins of New Japan Wrestling. That's the best way I could describe him. But this match was good too. They both traded finishers. Rainmaker ate his finisher. I forgot what his finisher is called off the top of my head, but he ate his finisher off the top rope, and Rainmaker just put him away with from out of nowhere the move itself called Rainmaker. So I was a little bit upset at the finish because I really thought they were going to give the title to Nato. I really thought deep down they were really gonna pass the title to Nato. But another fun fact that the champion rarely loses on these wrestling kingdoms. I think the champions only lost twice. I think they said. Yeah, champions only lost twice in Wrestling Kingdom 12. Whoever has the World Heavyweight title. But all in all, it was the longest match of the night. It was 36 minutes and 30 seconds. It was better than the Kenny Omega Chris Jericho, and I'm going to say that because I think we put too much hype into the Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega match. Because I would give the Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho match 4 stars. I would give the Naito and Rainmaker match 5 stars, and I would give the Fatal 4-Way. I'd give that 4.5 stars. That was just a good match. I'd go rewatch that match right now. But that pretty much sums up New Japan Wrestling. I want to go on to the next show, which was New Year's Dash. And basically the thing where I'm talking about Cody Rhodes becoming a heel is because they've been doing this Civil War thing. That's what I'm going to call it. This Captain America versus Iron Man, this Batman versus Superman thing that's going on in the Bullet Club. And they've been like, Kenny and Cody Rhodes haven't been on the same page. And Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, the Elite, are a complete package. So they're always going to move together no matter what happens. They could be with the Bullet Club or they can move without the Bullet Club because they're the Elite. So yeah, there's a lot of issues going on, and story-wise, a lot of issues going on with the Bullet Club right now. And Kenny Omega wanted to add the Switchblade, which is Jay White. Switchblade comes out. We all think that he joins the Bullet Club. Then he hits his finisher on Kenny Omega and leaves. He's a true lone wolf. Like I said, he's the Baron Corbin of the Indies, of New Japan Wrestling. And then Chris Jericho apparently is going to stay with New Japan Wrestling for quite some time because now he attacked Naito. So that's going to be, since Chris Jericho can hang with Kenny Omega, so he could damn sure hang with Naito. So I'm interested to see the upcoming feuds in New Japan Wrestling. So we're going to have Jay White. We're obviously going to have a Jay White and Kenny Omega feud now. We're obviously going to have a Chris Jericho and Naito feud now, which I'm very interested in seeing. So yeah, that's going to wrap this up for this week's Drama Script Saturday. It's actually a long one. I may have to put 2 Call of Duty gameplays together for this video. But that's going to wrap this up for this week's Drama Script Saturday. Please remember that there's a Drama Script Saturday every Saturday, and sorry that it was put out on Sunday this week due to my job. So yeah, but please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. I stream Call of Duty on Twitch, so if you're into that, please check out all my social media links. They're going to be spinning in like the bottom left on the end of this video. But until then, I'm Game Fiend of all games, and I'm out of here. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Later, and peace. I'm going to go to the next hill now. That dude's one shot in that hill, and I'm getting shot from behind. That's great. I'm just gonna stay at this. Oh, that was the thing that you comes down and you could get up. Well, you could shoot and then it flies back up. I'm just stay at this hill now because I've died too many times going to that other hill. There's one dude coming. He's dead.